is what Rosh Hashanah is about. Really to try to influence the being into Rachamim in order to be blessed with Slicha and Mechila. If we have Slicha and we have Mechila, then by default we become Tzadikim, because we have our Zefliot, we have our Mitzvot that we did, and we're written in the books of life, the books of Berachot, and we're blessed with the best year possible. The Ramban, in the introduction of the book of Devarim, we know that the Sefer of Devarim is filled with tochachot, rebukes, that Moshe Rabbeinu reminds Klal Yisrael. All the challenges, all the difficult moments that the Jewish people made Moshe go through, all the disappointments in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And why is he doing this? So the Ramban says the following: התחיל להוכיחם ולהזכיר להם עוונותיהם. He reminded them all the bad things that they did. כמה יאמרו במדבר, how many times they let down HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they disrespected HaKadosh Baruch Hu. וכמה התנהג עמהם HaKadosh Baruch Hu במידת הרחמים. All this why? So that he can then remind them all the great things that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave them. All the things that they didn't deserve, and yet HaKadosh Baruch Hu granted them. This is, and what is all this for? Leodia Chasadav Imayim, to remind and let the Jewish people know how much chasadim, how much good HaKadosh Baruch Hu is doing with Klal Yisrael. And what is the purpose of reminding us that? The Ramban explains that the nature of man, שלא יאמר אדם לא נוכל לרשת את הארץ כי אין אדם אשר לא יחטא ומיד תהיה מידת הדין מתוכה כנגדנו ונובעת. It says the nature of man is that when a person is honest with himself and keeps an accounting of his actions, he will see through very clearly and very fast that he doesn't deserve anything. I let HaKadosh Baruch Hu down, and I'm going to go tomorrow and pray to Hashem and tell Hashem, please give me parnasah, please make this deal happen, please give me chokhmah, please give me shalom bayit, please make sure my kids are happy, please make sure they're healthy, please nothing. How can you ask for that knowing what you've done? And remember that Moshe is talking to Dor De'ah, to the generation of the outmost level of wisdom. Dor De'ah. And this is what they think. They say and they know that if they're going to start thinking about their chata'im, what happens? Miyad tiyeh midat hadin metucha kenegdenu venovat. We're going to be judged. We're going to be chas v'chalila punished. So what do we see? When a person recognizes that he's under the umbrella of the sin, and he is honest with himself, he enters the relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu that's called judgment. Lachen, that's why Odia Moshe Rabbeinu alav shalom ki HaKadosh Baruch Hu Rahman. Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to make sure they don't fall for that, and they don't put themselves in a system of judgment. So he reminded them and reassured them that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is merciful. Maleh Rachamim, his Rachamim is endless. And why is that? Ki ha'selicha, because the forgiveness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, siyua, is a help. Right? Ve'ezer livnei adam ba'avodato. It's a way of helping a person in his avodat Hashem. Like it says in the Sefer Tehillim, Ki mecha ha'selicha leman tivaveh. It It's a pasuk that we will be saying during Aseret Yimei Teshuvah. There's a question we need to ask, and we need to understand. How is the Selicha a help in the Avodat Hashem? I don't get it. What is Selicha? It's forgiveness, right? If you do tshuva, that means you ask for forgiveness, and He's going to forgive you. If you don't ask, you don't do tshuva, and you don't ask for forgiveness, then what do you expect? It's an end result. It's a fact. If you do what you have to do, you're going to be forgiven. If you don't do what you have to do, you're not going to be forgiven. So, or you're forgiven and you're no longer in the umbrella of the sin, or you don't do tshuva, you don't ask for selicha, and you are under the umbrella of judgment. So how is that the selicha ezer and siyua a help be'avodato shel adam? And so he says it's exactly like David HaMelech says, Ki imecha selicha, the selicha is with you, leman tivare, in order for you to be feared. So the Malbim explains something fantastic. The Malbim says the following. יש הבדל בין בשר ואדם הסולח ומוחל למי שחטא כנגדו. There's a very big difference between the slicha and the mechila. Between two people. A person did wrong another, and he wants slicha. He wants the person to forgive him. שיעשה זאת מצד איזה עניין שמסע והחוטא. על ידי שחוטא להתחרט, ביקש סליחה, או על ידי שרחם עליו, או על ידי שמצא חן בעיניו. Says the Malbim, why should I forgive someone that wronged me? Or because he regrets, or because he begs for mercy, for forgiveness, or because he does something that will awake in the eyes of the person that was hurt the desire to want to be forgiven. But at the end of the day, רק אם מי שסולחים לו, מה שאין כן, סליחה, ואם כן, סיבת הסליחה לא נמצא עם הסולח, רק עם מי שסולחים לו. So the trigger and the reason of the slicha doesn't come from the soleach. It comes from the one that requests the slicha. The one that requests for forgiveness. Nobody's going to say, you know what, I'm forgiving you for hurting me, just like that. You need to gain my desire and my envy to want to forgive. So who's really triggering and awakening the concept of slicha? Not the one that's forgiving, but the one that's asking for forgiveness. This is the interaction, the dynamics there is between people. He says, "Ma she'en ken ata, you HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's very different. Sibat ha-slicha nimsa becha. The slicha is within you. Ki i efshar, it's impossible, and he proves himself. She'yetzuyar al yed'el, it's not possible that we're thinking about a God Borei, creates, umkayem, and keeps alive his creation, if he's not forgiving forever. It's not possible that you create a world and not forgiving constantly. So what is the Malbim saying now? The difference between the dynamics of forgiveness between people is very different than the one with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. With HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He's always forgiving. He wants to forgive. He infuses and showers the world constantly with forgiveness. You don't need to trigger interest in order to be granted forgiveness. He does it out of love. This is part of the creation. And he brings the Midrash. Avraham Avinu told HaKadosh Baruch Hu, אם דין אתה מבקש, אין עולם. ואם עולם אתה מבקש, אז אין דין. Avraham tells HaKadosh Baruch Hu, listen, if you want to be judgmental, there's no world. The world will not sustain itself. will not keep on going. And if you prefer the world, then you cannot be judgmental. ואם כן, סיבת הסליחה נמצא בך. אימך. The slicha is within you. You need to constantly be salhan, be forgiving. And another proof, and this is a very powerful one, וגם שגדר הסליחה שיעביר את העוון כאילו לא היה במציאות כלל. He says, the power of slicha is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wipes out the sin as if it never happened. It was never done, never registered. The delete button is not in any cloud, it's not in any servers, it's nowhere. It can't even be traced. And this is the fundamental rule of Teshuvah. Teshuvah is going backwards and forgiving and erasing. How can you go backwards? You can't go backwards. So what did HaKadosh Baruch Hu do in order to erase our past? He's infusing in every single moment, in every one of our actions, forgiveness. So even when you sin, even when you are angry to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even when you want to rebel, even in that rebellion, there is selicha. And you know why? So that the day you have a moment of awakeness and a moment of upliftment, and you feel like, what did I do? I messed up. That split second has the power to erase everything. Because there's a code that is called slicha in the DNA of every one of our actions. And once you're able to trace that, to dip into that essence, by default it blows up the chet as if it never existed. וזה לא יוכל האדם לעשות, שיעשה מדבר שהיה במציאות, כאילו לא היה. Man cannot do that. So if man cannot do that, by default, there's no slicha really by man. ועל כן לא נמצא בשום מקום בתנ"ך סליחה מאדם לאדם, רק מהשם. ועל זה אמר, כי רק עמך סליחה. This is why in the entire Torah you will not find one place where you have one man asking, requesting slicha from another. Because this is not called slicha. It can be called mechila, but it's not called slicha. The forgiveness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is at a complete different level. There's no forgiveness between men and the Torah. Because to forgive is to be able on your own, without any outside influence, to forgive the person and erase completely from your memory, from your heart, from your essence, anything that has happened. This is who's going to be judging us. Someone that constantly infuses mercy, infuses love, infuses good, and most importantly, infuses forgiveness. This is the judge that we're going to be facing in a few days. And what is that for? It says that in order for you to be feared. What do you mean fear? How does this slicha awakes fear in a person? And what type of fear? So he says something amazing. רצונו לומר, בשר ודם על ידי שרוצה שיראו מפניו, לא ימחול על עוון. A person, in order to hold leverage and to feel fear and respected, is not easily forgiven. Because if you know that someone did wrong to you, it's a leverage. And you're not going to want to let go of it. Because you know that if he did something wrong, he's going to fear you. There's a cloud holding on his head. And the reason why you have that leverage and that ability to control the person and to be more powerful than the person is the fear of the onesh. The fear of being judged and being punished. That's how you hold your social status and your leverage, again, leverage leverage can I get on people in order to feel powerful, to be strong, to feel respected and feared? ואם לא יעניש, אין מקום לראות. And if you're not going to forgive, you're not going to punish, then why should the person be scared? If you're not going to use your leverage, and if you're not going to use your ability to punish the person that wronged you, then there's no more fear, right? You can do something wrong knowing that you're never going to be punished. So you want to hold that in order to feel strong and powerful and influential in the human society. It says the Malbim Mashen Ken Ata. However, you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Sibat HaYirah Shemitiyareim Mipanecha, the reason why we fear you, the reason why we should fear you, Hu Gedulatcha V'Romemutcha, is your greatness, your gigantic influence in the world. And how do you reveal how great HaKadosh Baruch Hu is? How do you reveal how powerful HaKadosh Baruch Hu is? The fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can be forgiving you, even at moments where you rebel, it shows you how high and more and great of a mind and humongous HaKadosh Baruch Hu is. Because He doesn't care about that moment. He looks at the broad picture. He's constantly making sure to give an opportunity and a good reason for the person to turn around in a split second. Shebazeh, and just for that, Yiru, She'ata na'aleta mishe'yivgemu b'chvodecha. You don't get hurt. You're so high. You're holding so high. Your integrity is so perfect and complete that no matter what people will do, they will never touch you. כמו שכתוב, אם חטאת, מה תפעל בו? If you've sinned, do you think you did something to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? You think HaKadosh Baruch Hu really cares? Or will feel something if you follow the mitzvot or you don't? He's untouchable. And yet, He shows His kirvah. He shows His closeness to us. He shows us His love, His unconditional interest in having us close to Him or having Him close to us, just through the simcha. And this is what the Ramban says. The Ramban explains that once a person recognizes what he's done and makes an accounting of all the wrongdoings of the year, and on the other side, he writes down and counts all his berachot, all the blessings, he's going to realize very fast that there's a huge delta between what he's done versus what he got. And it doesn't add up. That shows a person how patient, how loving HaKadosh Baruch Hu is. But then the person will ask himself, well, everything I have done is great, but how am I going to deal with what I've done? I mean, I have to be accountable for what I've done. Comes David HaMelech and tells us, don't worry. If you're able to recognize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is forgiving all the time, and He doesn't need anything from you to forgive you, then that brings the person to a completely different level in his relationship with Hashem. It's no longer a relationship of fear. I don't do the mitzvot because I'm scared to get a slap in the face, or to lose something, or to chas v'chalila be confronted to a challenge. Now I realize that He's always forgiving. So imagine you have someone that's continuously giving, that's continuously forgiving. This is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is who He wants to reveal Himself. This is how He wants to reveal Himself to us. This is the image He wants to give us for one reason, so that we respect Him out of love, out of happiness, out of ga'ava, pride, of being close to the king. This is the judge that's going to be judging us in a few days. And comes Moshe Rabbeinu and tells us, listen,